Hi, I'm Not Yet Dead, and welcome to No Man's Land. We're going to do a little bit of testing, something a bit different. I don't know why I said No Man's Land. To be honest, it's not overly relevant, other than the fact that it's not far to get from the store to a piece of usable grassland, and I happen to have it installed. But it is open, it's flat, it's got loads of grass, and therefore it's ideal for this kind of test. So, the other day, I don't often do these kinds of things, but just now and again, I just want to try something out, and I thought I'd do a video on it. So, the other day was released the Quadro Pro Baler Pack from Blacksheep Modding. If you're on FS17, you'll be familiar with the Quadro, I think it was a Quadro V stack or something. Basically, it feeds bales in the front, stacks them into four, pushes them out the back in a nice easy stack that you can then pick up with a decent set of bale forks. In FS17 it was the Kotec forks, but they're now lizard in game. And actually, when I was setting this one up the other day, I also found another set of bale forks that I hadn't actually even noticed before, let alone used. So I've used those instead of the lizard forks, which were the Kotec forks. But anyway, so the pack, if you haven't seen already, comes with four balers, each one of which has the option of a towing hook at the back, which is of course essential for attaching the baler, the stacker rather, but also each one of those has the option to have a windrower mounted on the front. Now, of course, this opens up some options because you can always bale, and if you can get a swath, you can always mow, you swath, then you bale and you stack, which is great. But with this on the front, you don't even need to row it first. And it just made me think, what options have we got in game that would allow us to mow, row, bale and stack all in one pass? I also, of course, as soon as I started loading this game to start recording, thought, I wonder what options we might have to TED and to mow, TED, row, bale and stack. I don't know if there is anything, but I'm going to have a look. If you've got any ideas, let me know in the comments. Anyway, so I bought a variety of in-game and modded mowing options, and we'll start with this one. So this is the Krona 5, is it the 580, I think, right? Oh no, it's the X, that's the 1180. So this is the modded one, I beg your pardon. So in-game, we'll go in the store a minute. Let's have a look at some of the stuff we're talking about. Oh no, it is the in-game one, okay. So there's a modded one as well. This is the in-game one, that's right. The 580 was a separate mod from Giants. But yes, this is the Krona Big X 1180 forage harvester, onto which I have got the Krona X Disc 6.2 meter mower. Let's get this out of the way actually, because that actually technically means this is completely useless for our current experiment. I don't know why I thought that. I don't know what made me think that would work. I really don't. Come back and drop back. Interesting. Anyway, not to worry. A couple of other things. So next, we've got this. This is the Rostselmash KSU1. It's a self-propelled mower, but it has what would appear to be, on the face of it, a no, wrong one. Make sure it gets a bit complicated. On the face of it, what appears to be a standard header, but it's actually a grass header. I'm very confusing because there is a Rostselmash Draper Stream 900 in game, so get it from the right place. It just unfolds, but I've already folded it up to use it. And then on the back, a couple of different things, which is why this gets a little bit complicated in terms of trying to figure out. And you'll see if you look really closely up in the top corner, I've sort of got a piece of equipment sort of buried, if you like, in the tractor icon. There's another just highlighted extra piece, but I can't tell you, frankly, straight off the top of my head which one that is. Let's drop that. Okay, so that is that, so that's fine. So the front one is the header, the back one is the lizard front lifter. The one that's buried in the device then is this, which is a gooseneck receiver hitch. So this is the MFM 3-point gooseneck receiver hitch. Actually got updated relatively recently, And then attached to that, if I just drive forward a minute, we've also got the lizard front lifter. This has been around a while, and you can attach this to all sorts of things. I wasn't sure if it would work on this, but remarkably enough, it does. But what you do need, because this doesn't have ability, this just takes 3-point items, so it doesn't have the ability to tow something with a trailer, be it ball or whatever you call the other one. So actually this extra one also helps. They're both under what's the category? Miscellaneous. I'll try and remember to get all the details and put them in the list in case you're interested. But yeah, so the MFM 3-point gooseneck receiver hitch and the front lifter. It has a little bit, I've used this setup before actually for something else, and it does have a little bit of play in it, but actually that's been improved. The recent version is slightly less odd than it was, should we say. You can lower the pickup, you can lower the, if I jump through, I'm pretty sure, yeah, you can lower the 3-point. So you can bring your baler back down a little bit, and then actually what we need, so this one swaths, right? So there's no need to have the swathing baler. This one swaths. It's a nice wide header. I think it's 9 meters. I suppose it would be 900. If we reverse back far enough, it does get a bit long and more than a little complicated, if you see what I mean. Operating position. So I've got my side panel plugged in, but I'm using my controller. So L1 and square to open up the Quadro Pro Baler. Everything else seems to be now the mower. So I'm gonna unfold the mower. Oh no, what am I doing? Sorry, the mower, I beg your pardon, or the baler, thank you. Unfold the baler, L1 and X, when you eventually find the right icon, and they're all a bit, you can see they're all a bit jumbled up. I think that's probably because, obviously as you go through your options, some things, because they don't have an option, you'll get the next nearest one. It's all a bit complicated. Anyway, lower the pickup, and then they will drive forward. So we're now ready to operate, basically. And then, so from here, lower mower, turn on mower, come back through to the baler options, turn on the baler, pickup's dropped, let's see if it's low enough, that will be the next key important thing. Might struggle a touch with power on this one. It's going, it mows pretty fast, I'm pretty sure it should normally go faster than 8 miles an hour, but it is going. So I mean, you know, it's a bit of a long setup, but on, you know, a nice big open area like this, it's fine. The swath's pretty wide, the baler's not having any problem picking it all up. I've noticed the width of the swath on here because I've been using this on Riverside, and then using a loading wagon, and it does, yeah, it can be tricky to pick it all up, but it's but the baler's not having a problem at all. And as you can see, first baler's been pushed out. It's gone into the Quadro and been lifted up to create space for the second one. There's the animation label. I will lift it up to make space for the third one. I've got a bit of controller creep, so if I suddenly shift quickly to the left, you'll know why. It's not me, I promise. Let's see what it's like picking up on a corner. Nice, not a problem on a gentle corner. Even on a pretty sharp-ish corner, I'm not going to go crazy. That's not bad at all. Right, it's now full. So now what we need to do is go through all of the things until we find the right icon. Unload bales. Unload here. It stops beeping at you. And you can close the back. It's basically L1 and triangle for all of those options once you're on the right setup. Now we're struggling a little bit with pickup. It's gone slightly out of skew, or it's gone slightly askew, should I say, slightly out of line. It's a little bit slow, isn't it? We're now at 6. A minute ago we were at 8. Oh no, we are getting creeping back up again. What should the operating speed of this be? I've only got it least. That's the machine, 11 miles an hour. Okay, so we are running a little bit slow. It's a little bit underpowered. It's crept up to 9. Anyway, it's not bad. And I love this Rostselmash. It's brilliant. And I'm so happy that the baler, I'm more like to start doing manual bale. I haven't done a lot of manual bale stacking for a long time. And I've been wanting to use the straw harvest baler and the 6 bale sort of collector position, that thing, horizontal collector pickup. But I haven't got around to using that yet either. But we're full again. Can do it on the move if you want to, doesn't have a problem. There we go. Right. Oh, what to do? Sorry, just finding all of that. Let's turn off the mower a minute. May as well pick up what we've dropped. There we go, all done. Can actually, of course, oh, it's done it anyway. I was going to say we can unload the bales, but it just had enough. So if I now turn off the baler, lift the pickup, if I unload the baler, will it automatically? Oh, it will. Fantastic. Unfold the baler. Awesome. Put that in transporting position. That just lifts up that front grille bit. Right. So that's one way of doing that. Oh my God! Now I need to disconnect all this stuff. Okay, I'm kind of guessing a little bit. Attach that. So that's the Pro baler. That's the header. That's the whole thing. But you know what? Actually, that's not bad because we'll need it anyway in a minute. Right. So that's with the Rostselmash. That worked okay. Now we've got a couple of swathing, not non-swathing. Sorry, widespread options. I can navigate my way through the undergrowth. So it did occur to me, of course, you can just put a treble mower set up on the front of a suitably beefy tractor and do that, but we've also got this. So while we've still got the pickup connected, let's try this out. So it's a Chrome Big M, 450, in-game. Does actually have a swathing option anyway, so you could use it with either setup. In actual fact, so let's try that. So we've got work mode. You might need to unfold it first, I think. So it says selected work mode, widespreading, toggle work mode, R1, sorry, and L3 to go to swath dropping. Right, so on that basis then, we can just back, I wasn't sure if this would work, but I was so happy when I tested it. So this is now using just the, using just the baler to pick up the swath. As I said, this will drop nicely. Now need, of course, to, okay, so if we come back a little bit, you don't have to reverse this too much, do you? Switch on the mower, navigate through, and then you can see how many crazy icons we've got. It's nuts. No. Keep it at operating position, unfold the baler, lower the pickup, turn it on, and we're away. Cruise control, what we're going to get up to now. Now this runs quick normally. We're doing 12 miles an hour, so already we're faster. It's a lot more expensive than the Rostselmash, to be fair. What should it run at? 15 miles an hour. And we're doing 12. So it's taking some power away from it. But it's working. And working well. And so it's now working, it's now actually operating faster than the Rostselmash would without the baler on the back. So working very nicely. Scroll back through. Crikey, we'll get there in the end. Unload bales, unload here, thank you very much, drive forward a little bit, close the gate, there we go. Now what's the cornering like with the swath? This corners ridiculously. Bearing in mind we're doing a tighter turn, because we're on the inside of the one that we did a minute ago. That hasn't missed, oh maybe a tiny little bit, only a tiny little bit. But that was pretty near perfect. That was really good. Okay. So we liked that. We don't need to go through all the options, we'll be here all day. Right. How about actually we turn off the mower, lift them, fold them away. We'll go to, oh my goodness me, the baler, turn it off. I don't need to unload it, but I no longer need all of this attachment stuff. This is going to get a bit complicated now. So if I go to, okay, so that was that. I don't know what just disconnected, nothing. Right, well let's do that for a minute, because it might be easy to figure it all out. So let's get this out of the way. And we'll move on to our final option. There might be others. I didn't spend hours trawling through the mod hub. These were the four apart from the stupid one that actually was never going to work, and I don't know why I thought it would do. Anyway, that's quite bizarre, but still. Oh no, we haven't finished yet. Sorry, bear with me a sec. Might have made a slight boo-boo, we'll see in a minute. Okay, so I've loaded the mode, so let's change the work mode back to right, left and wide. Okay, so now we can lower the windrower bit on the front of the baler. So I got a Fent version. There's 4 different versions. There's Fent, Massey, Challenger and New Holland, and they're all the same. They've all got the option you buy with or without, basically. So if you lower the pickup, then you can see that lowers the whole swathing thing at the same time. Turn on the baler. We'll see what happens in a minute. I unloaded the bales, but actually accidentally unloaded the Quadro, reloaded them, and then unloaded the baler, and it hasn't actually lifted up the bales, so that's interesting. We'll see what happens in a minute. Turn on the mower, and let's move forwards. So what's nice about this option is actually, you see now we're dropping, wide dropping. What's nice about this is that, as you can see, the windrow is actually quite a little bit wider than the mower, which means that from a cornering perspective, this should work a lot better. Yeah, I think we're going to have to unload those 2 bales, to be honest. Actually, I suppose they're sort of like ethereal bales, aren't they? Okay, so you might want to be careful of that. But hey, actually for purposes of today, doesn't matter that much. As you can see, I didn't miss anything by doing that. Right, so let's go. I'm curious to find out what will happen. That basically just isn't working at this point in time. So what's happened to... There's no option to, reload or anything. Okay, so I need to unload here, shut the gate, and then we'll be back working again. So I've messed up quite a couple of things there, and now that's in the way. This is going well. But yeah, I think this actually works really well as a setup. You've still got this complication of, I haven't bought this bit, you've still got this complication at this, I remember. So we need now to move to the mower and lift up the mowers a second. And it actually gets them out of the way, and then allows you, I don't know why I missed that bit of, because I wasn't on by axis, then allows you to turn a bit sharper. So that's the only thing with this. You do have this problem that if you try and turn too sharply, you actually have to lift the mowers. So although it's got the capability, it doesn't quite work brilliantly for turning sharp corners while you're mowing. If you lift the mowers out of the way, it's not a problem. and they do lift nicely above the windrow. There we go. Thing's full again. Let's empty it properly this time. Scroll through, unload here, close the gate, dump. So that's that. So this has a mowing width of, remind me, 9.9 meters. It's pretty wide. It's pretty wide. So it's also wider than this. So this is actually, it's more expensive, much more expensive. But because it's what, 380,000 as opposed to 105. You do need to buy the header on top, which was, just remind myself, 58. So it's 158 as opposed to 480, or 160 as opposed to 480. It's just over 100, isn't it? But yeah, thereabouts anyway. Quite a big price difference. But you are also going at 12 miles an hour, so you know, it's also a very expensive thing to lease. Ooh, that was weird. What just happened? Anyway. Right, so that's fine. So what we'll do, if I can figure out the what's what, let's turn off the mower and fold it all away. Turn off the baler. Right, kind of want to leave the baler. It worked. Now reasonably easy. So I'm actually amazed that that fits on the back of that mower. That opens up all sorts of things. I mean, that means you could mow with this with a loading wagon right behind you, have it in swath mode. You know, there's all sorts of stuff you could do with that. That's brilliant that that works. And the combination of these two is really good. I've used it before. I forget what for. I think I was doing poplar harvesting. I think it was poplar harvesting. And then the lift 3-point brings that back up. I just did that to make sure that the pickup for the harvester was low enough. Yeah, that's, if you've got the money, that's not a bad setup. Over here, I got the Fendt, just because in game it's one of the biggest ones, and I forgot to put the Claas one in, but I mean any big old tractor could do. So if you haven't used a triple mower setup, these are the in-game Pottinger mowers. If I just show you mowers, we've got the NovaCat 301 and the NovaCat X8ED. Put the X8ED first on the front of your tractor, and then put the Alpha Motion in front. Unfold the mowers. May as well lower it, then we're done. Now, the nice thing about this, of course, is that it's a tractor, so it doesn't need anything else between you and the swather. These have a width of, I think, 9 meters, if I'm not mistaken. 8.4, so it's 1.5 meters narrower. And I think their operating speed will probably be lower. But you are 2 pieces of equipment less, so this now is a much more logical chain. You can see we're currently on the baler, then we're on the Pro Baler, tractor, second mower, butterfly mowers, front mower, easy. Turn it on, lower it, scroll through, turn it on, scroll through, turn it on, pick up spine, and away. Now again, we're not going to have any issues with swath width on these, not a problem, because the swath of the mowers is actually even narrower, ooh, ouch, even narrower, correcting my English, than it was on the Chrome. And we're still doing 12 miles an hour. So speed-wise, we're equal to the speed of the Chrome, which actually surprises me. I thought these mowers might be a bit slower. Of course, we've got plenty of power. The advantage of this, of course, it's using, you know, if you've already got a decent sized tractor, it's using equipment that you've already got. Disadvantage, slightly narrower. Other advantage, you don't need the extra 2 connectors. Though, again, you know, if you're wanting to pick up your grass with a loading wagon or whatever else, then it's a pretty decent option. It's the fastest, widest way you can mow in game, basically, I think. and this is all without fast farming, which I'll be honest and say I've never really used. I mean, look at that for a sharp turning circle and being able to bale. That's amazing. That was full lock on the tractor, and we made that round. It didn't miss a thing. This is fantastic. Yeah, you know what? Actually, after all that, the simplest may be the best. This may be my preferred option. I haven't used a triple mower set for a while either. Other triple mower sets may be available. I'm honestly not certain. I don't think there's a triple set. There's a rear butterfly mower with a rear attachment that would allow you to connect the baler to the back. I don't think. I mean, you could try the pickup, 3-point pickup thing with that. See if that would go on the back of the mowers. Not sure. As a way of getting around stuff as well, this is really good. Yeah, so that was it really. Just thought we'd try out a few different things, see what looked good, what advantages, disadvantages. I say, if you've got a big tractor, this is going to be your cheapest setup by a long way. And they're not cheap, these mowers, but compared to buying something separate, but they are a bit narrower. But I mean, tight as you like on the turn. Right, that's full lock. They're basically going around in a circle, which is ridiculous. But there you go, that's that. It's going to be far too long if I keep going. Nice setup. I like it. I now need to figure out which map I'm going to use this on. The other thing I want to do, we'll just jump through because it's quicker. Let's try out these forks, I'm curious. So yes, if you haven't seen these before, basically you've got a big fork at the bottom. This one folds up for travel, which is pretty cool, as a transport mode. Again, my controller's going squiffy, apologies. If you've got that, by the way, and it's fine on here, I found out if you just push down L3, it's fine. It cures it briefly. So I'm trying to get into the habit of when I've used it to steer, of just hitting L3 to put it back again. I got a wheel loader simply because weight. Telehandlers can do this, but you're better off with a weight on the back. Same with a big tractor, really, you could do it with a big tractor if it's got front loader. So yeah, so these ones, R1, right stick left and right, opens and closes or pushes in and pulls out those claws. Point being, you push those in, get it nice and snug. Push them. Ooh, that's a bit weird though, that's not good, is it? That's a bit odd, but it's okay, we managed. And you're done. But stacking bales on a trailer, this was always my preferred technique. Always my preferred technique, because you've got 4 in a stack, you can put them on the trailer. I don't know how these forks are. The old Kotec forks were brilliant, but let's try. They don't seem to lock very well either, actually. Well, actually, that's fine. That's okay. Yeah, that's not bad. You have to be a little bit careful, but that's okay. Yeah, these are, I think it must have been under wheel loaders, right? Oh, I've got the CSF pack. Oh, no, maybe it was under front loaders, was it? Oh no, under bend technology, what am I talking about? It's funny, I seem to remember finding them really easily. I'm not sure how. There we go. So that's the fork lizard with claws. That was what Kotec. That's the one that I used to use on 17 and have used on here as well. I don't know where these other ones were then. I found them from somewhere. They had a telehandlers there? Maybe under miscellaneous. I found them really, really easily. Okay. Depends where they primarily put them. I mean, you can put them. Isn't that peculiar? Well, anyway. It's these ones, the EasyBal V7000. I'll try and get the modder details and stuff and put those on. I don't know why I can't find them suddenly, it's very strange. But you can change what you put them on, telehandler, front loader, whatever else. Yeah, nice. Or you can go with the lizard fork with claws. In fact, the Kotec, old as was. does seem to go a little bit far. I suppose the point with these is you can use them for round or square easily, because if you've got round bales, then you sort of put those in around it, but it does seem to push the square bales off. But there you go. This has gone way too long. But I hope you've maybe found that useful or interesting, given you some ideas, some options. There's probably all sorts of other things you can try. I'm going to go away now and see if I can find a tedder that I can put the baler on the back of, because that would be incredible. And you get hay bales straight out the back as well. But anyway, yeah, I hope you liked. If you did, like, subscriptions, very much appreciated. And do share it. Spread it around. Let other people know. But yeah, if you come up with any other great ideas, do put them in the comments. It'd be fascinating to see what ideas people have had. Otherwise, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.